It's me, Shan. Duh. Welcome back. If you new, welcome to. My name is Shan. I am she. That's all you need to know. This is season 7, episode 59. Living beyond reality. Okay? Living beyond reality. Being risky and doing the impossible is what's needed for change, and change is what we want. Change is what we need. We need to evolve. We need to push forward. And that's what I'm talking about. It's a quickie. It's not sticky, but I'm going to get right to it. Come on. Fall is coming. Fall is like my favorite time of the year. Autumn is my favorite season. So if you're looking for some merch, check your girl. Support the She Gets It podcast by getting you some merch. You know what I'm saying? You get some merch, you support, you get a little something out of it. You become a representative, an affiliate for She Gets It podcast. And I have sweatshirts on there, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need is on the She Gets It shop. Shop with Teespring. I'll go ahead and put the link up. Let's get back to the show. Do the unthinkable because you have the idea. Do what hasn't been done because you have nothing to lose. You lose time and opportunity doubting yourself. You lose space and time crowding yourself with things and people that don't matter. Remarkable things happen within opposition. Extraordinary people create things and opportunities for others to flourish within doubt. We owe it to those who tried and came close. We owe it to those who look up to us. We owe it to those who come after we've put in the work. Living beyond reality brings possibility. Possibilities jog the mind to dig back into times where the world, society, and doubt couldn't reach us. The child inside, fearless, eager, and curious, destined to lead us into the world within ourselves, unafraid of no's and nots. Living beyond reality is a purpose and whatnot. You have to go against the grain. You have to sometimes be the first. You have to sometimes be the start. You may not finish. Someone may pick up where you left off. But you can't keep doing the things that are not working. You can't keep following when you know you should be leading. You can't dumb yourself down to be this, I'm going to follow. Even though I know that there's a better way, or I know that we should be doing something else, or I know that this is only going to get so far, I'm going to follow because leading takes too much responsibility. Leading makes me a target. Leading would make me feel like I have too much pressure. Leading would make me be it all the time with people, and I'm afraid of what that means. We have to stop being afraid, because what we're afraid of can be what frees us. And when I say frees us, I mean frees us from things not working in our life. Frees us from not having, not being able to provide, not being able to be in certain rooms, not being able to flourish and grow. So you can't be afraid to try, because what you're going to make space for is space for somebody else to do what you're afraid of. So if you feel like you're supposed to be doing something more, do something more. If you feel like you're supposed to be doing something else, do something else. It's always going to be people around. Doesn't necessarily have to be around you, but there's always going to be people around that's going to question your moves, question your thoughts, question the whys on why you're doing something, because it's just not quote unquote safe. Sometimes being safe is being stupid. Sometimes being safe is going to have you feeling sorry for yourself. Sometimes being safe is going to lead to regret. Sometimes you're just going to have to take that leap out and trust you. Sometimes there's not going to be anybody there to support you. And if you feel like you need to quit, you shouldn't have started in the first place. If you feel like you weren't built for whatever you feel like you're supposed to do, or you can create or manifest, then you are doubting yourself from the start. That confidence is already within you. I love kids when they're around the ages of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because they're questioning, they're seeing what is now, and they're coming up with fresh ideas because the world hasn't told them that they can't yet. The world hasn't doubted them. The world hasn't put them into a small box, a criteria of what you're going to be, what your options are. So they're just reaching for shit, and they're going for things. And I feel like as a parent, it's my job not to get in the way of that. As a woman, as a creator, it's my job not to get in the way of that. So I'm always like being optimistic or being open to what my child wants to do, not what I want my child to do. And as adults, it's hard to block out the world as adults and be like, I know everybody's doing this, but I'm going to do this though. And people are going to look at you like you're insane. And people are going to look at you like you're crazy. And people are going to question like, that's not professional, or that's not adult living, or that's not traditionally how we do things, or that's not policy. Fuck policy. We all know there's policies that don't fucking work no more. They don't work. There's a constitution that's in place that does not work anymore. It doesn't breed equality anymore. So some things have to change. Things have to be altered. Things have to adapt, just like we have to adapt. And what's so crazy is the earth is adapting to the bullshit we do to it. Insects are getting bigger, smarter, and deadlier. We're trying to figure out how we can deal with this bipolar ass weather. So are the plants, so are the insects. So if all of these things on Earth and in the universe are adapting to what's happening, why the fuck aren't these systems doing the same thing? And it's because it's built to make you complacent and feeling like you have this adult invisible ass net that's always going to catch you, that's always going to be there. And if you haven't witnessed anything during this fucking quarantine and this COVID-19 bullshit, is these companies don't give a fuck about how you're living. This government doesn't give a fuck about how you're living and how you're going to get by, and what your family's going to do, and what options you have, and what outlets you have, and how much help you have, and are you comfortable. They don't give a fuck. They have taken people's human children and put them in fucking cages with no good food, no clean water, no comfortable beds, no way to connect them back to their families, and they don't give a fuck. So stop sitting there feeling like they give a fuck about you. If you feel like there's something more powerful that you're supposed to be doing, do that. If you feel like there's something great that's within you, express that. Find a way to get that shit out. Because if you don't get it out, and you don't write it down, and you don't put it somewhere where somebody else could pick it up and take that baton and grow it and pour some water on it and put the root somewhere else for somebody else to go ahead and push that shit forward, why are you here? Like, on some real shit, why are you here? If we weren't supposed to live beyond reality, there would be no lights. There will be no cars that are moving with gasoline in it, or now electric cars that we could plug the fuck in. There would be no running water in houses and hospitals. There would be no filters for that water because the government likes to do experiments on people to see how they do with living organisms and chemicals in water. There would be no refrigerators for our food. Every time you wanted to eat, we would have to physically go somewhere and buy it and hurry home to cook it so it can be fresh, so it can be edible. You have to keep moving beyond what is. Okay? That's just how life works. And if you don't want to, do yourself a favor, do everybody else a favor, and get the fuck out the way. Thank you for listening to She Gets It. Peace.